Good afternoon, everybody. Well, thanks everybody for joining. I see it's a few minutes before 3 o'clock, so I just want to, I guess, say hi while we're waiting for 3 to come and let you know you can at least check your audio, make sure you're hearing. See, I had to turn my speakers up right away when Miss Bradbury started talking. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. My name is Stephen Kaplan. I am one of the administrators here at Vista Virtual School. I'm the principal, and I'm going to start the meeting off and get it going here. We hope your summer was filled with what you were after, and don't fret, there's still a week left. So if you haven't gotten those last minute things done, whether it's getting out of town or getting some chores done, I guess you have a few more days. But we are thankful that you joined us here today, took out the time to join us. As much as open houses typically are in person, given our platform and our general student body, it makes sense that we provide this opportunity online. This isn't our first one. We did try one of these in the spring, and I think we took a few lessons away from that particular open house, and I expect that today, hopefully those lessons will translate into a better experience for you. But of course, we know that we'll learn a few things from today. As well, we're open to any feedback that you would have as attendees. If you have anything that could help us make this better for you, please let us know. We are recording this session, and we are planning to post it on our webpage for others to view who had planned on coming or couldn't make it, whatever. If you have any concerns about being videoed, please feel free to turn off your camera. That's okay today. I'm joined today by a number of our staff. Trina Bradbury may be on your screen. She's one of our associate principals. Our moderator will be Alyssa. Alyssa Perry is our communications point person, and she will be here to help us get people in and keep this a productive and respectful, constructive place for all of our attendees. We've got Tim from our technology department. We have a number of teachers who have scheduled some time to come and join us from our academic departments, as well as we have some staff from our support departments here today to help with some of our open house proceedings. We have about 70 full-time staff members here at Vista Virtual School, and we have a number of contractors. In short, we are a very large school with the ability to support several thousand full and part-time students. So just so you know, I'd love to introduce everybody individually, but it would take a long time. I am hoping I let our superintendent, Mr. Borgfjord, know yesterday that we were hosting this, and he was hoping to sneak in. He's got a fairly busy schedule. Mr. Borgfjord, are you there? Did you want to say hi? I don't see the attendee list.
Yes, I am.
Ah, there he is. We lost your audio, just so you know. We heard you say hi, but then we lost the audio.
Yeah, I guess it popped off. I've been having trouble switching to Zoom here from Google. I had to reset my audio earlier. Welcome everyone. Appreciate having everyone there. Appreciate the staff, and Vista Virtual is a great school and a great opportunity for many students. So wish you much success in this coming year.
Thank you for coming. All right, as far as today, we have a main room, and this is the main virtual room, and then we're going to have breakout rooms based on academic departments, so high school departments or elementary, junior high, and then we also have a space available. I think we'll have most of our academic counselors will stay in this room in case anybody has some questions around either academic counseling or inclusive education or special education. So the breakout rooms, if they're not already somewhere in your view, they will be made available when we're done this main presentation piece. So when you get the opportunity to go to a breakout room, as I recall, you just have to request to enter, and then someone there will let you in. It's pretty seamless, so no worries about that. In a moment, I'm going to talk a little bit about the school generally, and then I'm going to pass the mic first off to Ms. Bradbury, who will tell you a little bit more about some specific programs, and then we've got a couple other little things we want to share with you. As much as I prefer to avoid speaking too long, and I love it when people ask me questions during the presentation. I expect that I'll probably address some of those questions in what I have to say and what others will share. But if you are worried about forgetting your question, there is a chat function, and I know today we're getting really good at using the chat function. If you're worried about it, feel free to pop it into the chat box, and that way our moderator will always bring us back to make sure that question, if it didn't get answered, will come back, and we'll definitely address it. As part of the invitation, we also asked any of our prospective attendees, if you had any questions that you wanted to give us in advance so that we could answer those and give you a nice complete answer, you could submit those to us. Alyssa, I can't remember, I forgot to ask you earlier today, were you sharing that Word document with the answers out to people now, or is it available in another form right now?
So anyone who pre-registered did receive it in an email earlier today. I did put it in the chat a little earlier, and I'll just do so every so often in the chat, but we'll also have it available on our website after the meeting.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. So, your question might be there. Feel free to open up and you can scan the questions. There are some good advanced questions that we received. If you want, you can put a new question in the chat box, or at the end of it all, if you're more comfortable and you'd like to ask one of us directly at the end of sort of one of the presentations, you can certainly ask us then. We'd be happy to answer that. So that's a general overview of the proceedings. Trina or Alyssa, did I forget any other essential items or information about the process for today?
I don't think so.
Thank you. Good.
Okay, awesome. All right, so I'm going to give a little history of Vista Virtual and a little bit of where we are today. So Vista Virtual was established in 1996, and we offer a comprehensive grades 1 to 12 program based on the Alberta Education Program of Studies. We have a wide range of core and elective courses. Our course catalog may be one of the largest of any online school in Alberta, with over 200 available courses. Our grades 1 to 9 courses have some flexibility, or they have flexibility built into them, but we also have meeting and scheduling requirements for our students. Our grades 10 to 12 courses are asynchronous. And what that means is there's no specific set times to attend class each day, but we certainly have scheduled components to those courses and programs, such as deadlines for assessments. And we do have semester terms and a set summer session in our high school. In all of our courses, whether it's grades 1, well, I think grades 1 to 9, it's the same. The teachers here will correct me if I'm wrong, but definitely in the high school program, students can finish early. So if you're working at an accelerated pace, that's not a problem, but you can't go past any of the deadlines that we have, okay, in our programs. In addition to our programs for school-age students, we also support adult learners who are looking to complete their education goals or even get their diploma. We have had, in my time here at Vista Virtual School, we've had students who are 20 years old. They've kind of just didn't quite finish their high school diploma or looking to upgrade. And we've even had students as high as in their 70s come to Vista Virtual to complete a course with us. Now, something that's unique to us is, unlike your in-person neighborhood school, Vista Virtual doesn't have an attendance catchment area. So our students come to us by choice. And they come to us for a wide variety of reasons, from wanting to accelerate or enhance their program to meeting unique needs, such as maybe physical challenges that make it hard for them to attend a physical school in their community. All of our students have busy lives, and in most cases, taking their schooling through us has given them far greater control over their calendar, and in particular, their daily calendar. So to expand a little bit on that, in terms of life in school, students today have more opportunities and demands unlike any of those in the past. And there's so much more to their lives beyond and even within the 9 to 3:30 typical school day schedule. And attending Vista Virtual allows them the means to achieve both their goals as well as pursuing other meaningful things in their life. So some of those things might be travel, performance pursuits like dance or sports, or attend to other family needs. Now, because we don't have an attendance area like other organizations who work on attracting and retaining their clientele, we work really hard to make sure that our students have the experience at first that they expect, and certainly a top-notch experience. So we work every day to make a meaningful and quality experience that supports our students. Our teachers, our counselors, inclusive education, all of our support staff are 100% fully committed to the school and to our kids, and they care deeply about them. We know that all of our families and students come here with goals and dreams and hopes, and we want to support them in that way. Now, I do want to just give a quick overview on some of the students that we would see, and just a very superficial profile. Most of our students are well aware that this program doesn't happen automatically. Their success in their learning isn't going to just happen by osmosis. They know that time is required to complete their courses. Our most successful students are typically very independent, they're organized, they're motivated, and they have good resiliency, right? They typically can persevere when they're faced with, some of the challenges of education. They tend to be good readers. They tend to be fairly good at expressing themselves in writing, and they're obviously very comfortable with technology. Now, students who need a lot of supervision and in-person support will struggle more in our environment. And we've had some success stories with those types of students, but more often than not, it's because they've actually acquired and developed the skills that we've talked about. And sometimes it does need a little more support at home, but ultimately in the end, they do need to finally get to some of that self-management, self-motivation piece. And in the long run, it actually works for them, but it unfortunately doesn't work for everybody. Success for our students at the school here is no secret. It starts with a positive attitude. You want to be the best you can be. Recognize that you have, they have gifts and skills, and there's an opportunity with us to learn. Those students who set goals, make plans, and put in the work to achieve them are successful in our school. So that's a real brief overview of our school. I imagine most of you have either visited our website or heard of us through maybe a word of mouth reference or something like that. But I am going to turn the mic over to Miss Bradbury, who's going to get into a little more details about the specific programs. So Trina, are you ready?
You betcha.
Awesome.
Awesome. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope your day is going well so far. Thank you again for joining us this afternoon. I do want to provide a bit of a disclaimer. Please bear with me because I could easily talk about our school age program for probably a couple of hours. So I'm going to take that information and condense it into a couple of minutes. So I will do my absolute best to provide you with some of the highlights with reference to our school age program. So I will start with, I'll start at the beginning. So we have a grade 1 to 9 primary full-time program. And in grade 1 to 6, the students are responsible for 4 core courses. And then in junior high, grades 7 to 9, they have an additional core course, which is health. We also have some options at the junior high level as well. Students are required to spend at least 30 hours a week on their schoolwork, We do require in-depth full parent participation and communication at home. So there does need to be a parent or a facilitator or a guardian or a relative at home working with the student to make sure they're successful. At the elementary level, our teachers usually require regular meetings with the student and the parent to do some assessments and those types of things. At the grade 1 to 3 level, the courses are primarily in print. Grade 4, 5, and 6, a little bit of print and online. And then in grades 7 to 9, primarily online courses with required textbooks and things like that. So having said that, regardless of whether the student is in grade 2 or in grade 8, all of the assignments need to be submitted electronically into Moodle, right up into their electronic Dropbox, so that the teachers can then follow up with those assignments in terms of marking and review and feedback and those kinds of things. As Mr. Kaplan indicated earlier, we do offer, this is an asynchronous program, which means that there aren't daily scheduled classes at 9 or at noon or at 1 in the afternoon. The students and their parents get to create a daily school schedule at home, which is nice. That's the flexibility piece. So you can decide if you want to start your morning with math or start with language arts or whatever. So you get to create your daily school schedule. However, you do have timelines and assignment due dates that you have to follow for each of your courses. So those are very important. So you can decide when each day you're working on your courses, but you have to make sure you're completing those assignments and then submitting them by those due dates and so forth. We do also have a unique personalized learning program at the grade 1 to 9 level. So all of our grade 1 to 9 programs, they're full year. So they start in September and the students have to be finished everything by the middle of June. So similarly, the personalized learning program is also available for grades 1 to 9 students who are looking for a customized distance ed program. So these students may be dealing with some learning disabilities, learning difficulties, various types of diagnoses, social, emotional, medical needs. They may also be gifted within a certain subject area. So we do also have a personalized learning program for grades 1 to 9 students. And again, that also runs from September until June. Now, on to grade 10 to 12. We have a primary program and a program for non-primary students. And the difference between those two is, so with our primary students, those would be, for example, a grade 10 student who is not attending any other school. We are their primary school, so those students would be looking at doing, 35 credits a year. Which breaks down to be about 17 or 18 credits per semester. So that's a big difference between the grade 1 to 9 program and the grade 10, 11, and 12 program. 1 to 9 is full year, September to June, but our senior high grade 10 to 12 program is offered in semesters. So semester 1 runs from September until January, semester 2 from February until June. So we have primary full-time students in grade 10 to 12, like I said, so you can be a year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5 high school students. And depending on what year you're in, that kind of dictates the number of credits you're able to take. So if you're a grade 11 student, you're in year 2, you'll be eligible to take up to 35 credits between semester 1 and 2, so about 17 credits per semester. Let's say you've finished your primary programming, you've got your high school diploma, but you need to do some upgrading for post-secondary potentially. You might be a year 4 high school student, and so you would be eligible to take up to 20 credits per year. So that works out to be about 10 credits per semester. So that also translates, even for our 19-year-old students, who may be in year 5, they can take up to 10 credits per semester. Again, our program is asynchronous, so there are no scheduled classes or online sessions that you're required to attend at a specific time. You get to be flexible with your daily school schedule. I know in a high school, you know, you're handed that schedule, and when the bell rings, you have to go from A to B and so forth. So you have the flexibility to create your schedule at home. Again, you know, do I want to start my morning with my English 30-1? Do I want to start with math and so forth? And again, you're expected to spend at least 30 hours plus on your schoolwork, okay? Similarly to the elementary junior high program, in those semesters at high school, you have timelines, and your teachers will provide you at the beginning of semester 1. They will provide you with a specific timeline in terms of when each of your assignments is due. And those timelines tend to be a little bit different, because in your math course, you might have 35 assignments that you have to complete. But in your English language arts course, you might have 26. So in math, you're going to have more assignments due more often, obviously, because you have more of them to complete. So it's very important that when your teachers send you those timelines, that you follow them. Post them in your workspace at home where you've got your computer set up. Post those timelines so that each and every week you can look and say, okay, yeah, I've got a 30-1 English essay due on Thursday, and I've got a math quiz that's due by Friday. As Mr. Kaplan also said earlier, if you happen to have an assignment finished and ready to submit sooner than the timeline, that's awesome. That's totally fine. You can do that. But again, you have to make sure that, you know, you're giving your teachers and your markers time to mark your assignments and provide feedback before you start submitting multiple assignments afterwards. So just make sure you're following those timelines. You can submit a little early, that's okay. But those timelines are a great way to help keep you organized, okay? And also I would think very therapeutic. If you're someone like me who likes to check things off of a to-do list, if you've got those timelines and assignment due dates posted and you're checking them off a list each and every week, that to-do list is going to keep getting smaller, which is awesome. So those are primary students. We also have a very popular non-primary program for our grade 10 to 12 students. So those students might be attending, let's say, for example, a Calgary high school or an Edmonton high school full-time. But hey, I'm looking at my schedule and I can't fit Biology 20 into my timetable at my local school. I'm going to take that course at Vista Virtual School as a non-primary student, and you can do that. Again, we have semesters for non-primary courses, semester 1 and semester 2, similar to the primary students. You're going to have those timelines and due dates that you have to follow in order to meet those deadlines and be successful. Now, non-primary students can take a 5-credit course or a combination of 1-credit courses or a 3 and 2 1-credit courses, but you can take 5 credits in semester 1 and 5 credits in semester 2 if you needed to do so as a non-primary student. So that's a great way to be able to maybe earn some extra credits or fit something into your timetable that you're just not able to work out at your local school. Because I know timetables in high schools can be very challenging and so forth. So I did see a question there too in the chat with reference to teachers. In terms of all of these programs, we do have teachers who are available by phone, by email, potentially by Google Meet if pre-arranged. Our teachers work from Monday to Friday from 8:30 to 4, so they are available if you have questions. Now, if you happen to be working on an assignment at 7 p.m. in the evening and you've got a question, you send an email to your teacher, or you can leave a voicemail message. They're not going to answer at 7 p.m., but they will respond to your inquiry within the next school day or school days sort of thing. So, and that's good too. Like if you're doing more than one course with us, you know, if you have a question about a course and you're waiting for a response from your teacher, you can go on to something else. Or if you're taking a non-primary course with us and you have a question and you leave a message on a Saturday evening, for example, I'm sure you have other high school homework and things like that that you're doing on the weekend as well too. So additionally, we also have a summer school program. So our summer school program is for grade 10, 11, and 12 students, or students who have finished grade 9 and who are going into grade 10 in the following September. Now, our grade 9 students in summer school can only take career and life management or phys ed or a couple of 1-credit CTS courses. But for the other grade 10 to 12 students, you can take up to 10 credits in summer school, which might include 1 core course and maybe an options course. If you only need to do 1 core course, that's totally fine. But if you wanted to take a core course and a couple of CTS courses, you could do that up to a maximum of 10 credits. So registration for our summer school program usually opens in the spring around May. So always keep an eye on our website for those important dates. With reference to, again, our grade 1 to our grade 12 program, in terms of the primary and the non-primary, we have an important registration deadline coming up, and that is September 20th. So I know today is August 23rd, but time does go by really quickly. So if you or someone you know is interested in becoming a primary school student with us at Vista Virtual School, the deadline to register is September 20th. And even if you're attending a local high school and you want to do 1 course with us in semester 1, the deadline is the same to register. It's also September 20th. So put that date on the fridge somewhere handy so that you can see it. We also have an off-campus program. So off-campus includes work experience, career internship, volunteerism, RAP, and things like that. And we do have a north and a south off-campus facilitator. We've got Christy Borley, who's here, I think, with us this afternoon, in the north, and Frank McCallum in the south. And I know Frank and I, especially during busy times, will both share some work site visits and things like that. So if you are a high school student and you've got a part-time or good grief, full-time job, and you want to also earn or need to earn work experience credits, please do contact us for more information on that program. It is a great way to earn extra credits towards your high school diploma, while you're also potentially earning some money as well. One thing to keep in mind, if you're immediately thinking, gosh, you know, I've got a line on a part-time job, I know I'm going to have something set up for semester 2. One course that you're going to need to have for the off-campus programs and the off-campus work experience courses is Workplace Safety Systems. So that is HCS 3000, and there's a north and a south as well. So make sure you've got that course either already completed or you work on it prior to attempting to register for an off-campus program or a work experience course, because that is the prerequisite. Like I said, it's a 1-credit course. It's generally pretty easy to complete and can be completed within a relatively short period of time, okay? Again, I know that was a lot of information about our primary program from grades 1 to 12, our non-primary at the senior high level. We've got that awesome personalized learning program, summer school, off campus. Like I said, I could talk about this and these programs for hours, but I know we don't have that amount of time this afternoon. So we will have breakout rooms here available in the next little bit. We've got an elementary, junior high personalized learning breakout room if you have more questions about that. If you're at the senior high level, we have a humanities, so for English or social studies at the senior high level. We'll have a senior high math breakout room. We'll also have a senior high science breakout room. And then as administrators, we've also got academic counselors and inclusive ed coordinators who will stay with us in this main room in case you just have a few general questions for us as well. If after the session today, you have other follow-up questions, my goodness, please do not ever hesitate to contact us. We have fabulous staff, support staff, tech, academic counselors, inclusive ed coordinators, teachers who can help you answer your questions for you. So please don't ever hesitate to contact us. So there's the Reader's Digest version on all of those programs that we've got to offer to students across the province. One thing, unless now, Mr. Kaplan, if there's something I may have missed, or Alyssa, if there's anything I may have missed, please do let me know. Otherwise, we have two other just brief presentations after myself. We have Jessica Luciak, who's the academic counselor for grade 1 to 10. She's going to speak just quickly about one of our clubs. And then afterwards, Tim Martinez, who is one of our techs, he's going to do a little visual presentation with you on our Moodle, which is our learning platform. So Mr. Kaplan or Alyssa Perry, if you have anything, I'll hand it over to Jessica next.
I think I'm good. Like you say, Trina, we could talk for a long, there's lots of details that we're trying to get out there as fast as quick as possible, but why don't we just let Jessica talk a little bit about what she wanted to share.
Perfect.
Or I might go rogue and answer one of the questions in the box as well. Anyway, my name's Jessica. I'm, as Trina said, one of the academic counselors. There's a small team of us who help students not only plan high school courses and stuff, but also make sure that they're not only getting a diploma, but also making sure they're set up for post-secondary, whatever they may want to choose to do. Another role I do have is helping lead a small team of staff who last year started a virtual QSA, a Queer Straight Alliance. We have information on our website about it. We do host virtual meetings. We have found that we have quite a few students in our school who want to be involved a little bit more, as well as just maybe a higher population of the Rainbow community who attend our school virtually, because unfortunately sometimes local schools aren't the kindest place. So it is a club that is open to all. We have meetings weekly every Thursday afternoons. Like I said, if you are interested in that, you can definitely go to our website. And thank you, whoever posted the site up in the chat there, and you can sign up and you can come to as many or as few meetings as you want. We just do run them weekly. I did say I was going to go a little bit rogue. There was a question about math in the chat, and I just want to share something a student actually had told me. That one of the advantages sometimes to an online course is the video support within them. And the one thing you can't do to a math teacher usually is push pause and get them to stop in the middle of a class. And every key concept in our math courses in high school have videos associated with them that do go through instruction. It isn't just your textbook and assignments. So anyway, I just thought I would add that little in just to sort of back up our math teachers. And I taught some math courses myself. So anyway, I will pass it to, I think, Alyssa or Tim. who is next.
Yeah, Tim, go for it if you're ready to give us a little instruction on Moodle for those who may be unfamiliar.
Absolutely. So my name is Tim Martinez. I'm one of the techs here at Vista Virtual. I'm going to take you through kind of a brief walkthrough of our system. I've set up a demo account here, and I apologize if things are a little bit slow. This isn't a real student, and this isn't our real website. This is our testing site that we use to demo. When you log in, you'll get a list of the courses that you're currently enrolled in. You'll see your teachers' names. You'll see a grade and the assignments that you've completed as well. You can also access your grade book over here to get a list of your current grades. And there's also a calendar as well that will give you your due dates for all your courses as well. So if you're like me and you like to see things kind of in a calendar format to maybe plan out your week, you'll be able to see what items you have to have completed that week. I'm just going to go into one of the courses here that I've already preloaded, because like I said, the site is a little bit slower than the site you'll be using. This is a social studies course, regardless of what division you're in. So this is a high school course. The elementary and the junior high courses have a similar framework. The content will be obviously different in them, but all of your courses will have a home page. This is our social course, our social 10-1. There's a science 10 course as well. So it looks a little bit different. I'm just going to go back to the social course here. You'll notice all your courses should have a start here at the top, and then they'll have one or more units. You'll notice right now, though, that I can't click on any of the units because I have to start at the top. So there's some introductory information in every course that students will need to go through. If I click on it, it takes me to my table of contents for the course introduction, and the first thing I see here is a welcome page. And I click on that, and that gives some information about the course. You can also navigate through your pages by using the next and the previous buttons here, or there's a handy little course index here that shows you everything in your course and shows you where you are. You'll notice down here again, I can't get into Unit 1. It's got a lock on it, but if I click on it, it will tell me I have to finish this activity first before I can start my course. So that's back up here. Right. And in a lot of courses will have these. It's just a quick little introduction that says, yes, I've read all the information. I understand how to contact my teacher. I have my textbooks if your course needs them. These are the expectations for the course. So again, that's pretty straightforward. If you're running into problems, there is under the resources tab in all your courses, there is a help section. And help section will show, and again, I apologize for this error. This, like I said, this is our testing server, but the instructions, there's videos, or if you prefer to read, there's also documents that you can click on that will give you written instructions on how to use your courses as well. So whatever works better for you. Some people prefer videos, some prefer written instructions, but they are certainly here and they're available in every course. If you are stuck in your course and you're getting some error messages or you have some technical questions, your teacher is the best person to contact first. And if they are having trouble, they will pass it on to tech support. At the top here as well, you'll see some other buttons as well. I can go back to that course homepage that I saw. Communication, there's class news. So if there's any news from your teacher, it'll be here. There's none in this course yet because it hasn't started yet, but that will pop up every time you go into your course. A button here to see the grades for your course, and this button as well will give you the teacher contact information for your course. Just going to show you the Science 10 course here I went through earlier. Oops. as this student, and I complete it. I completed the entire welcome section, and you can see that I've completed it because there's little green dots beside each option here. So now I can move on to the first unit. So I'm going to, instead of clicking here, I'm going to click over here under Unit A. I'm going to click on Introduction. So, there we go. And it starts from there. So the instructions in the courses are pretty straightforward. If you have any questions, definitely let your teacher know. I'm just going to go down and show you. Here's an example of a quiz in this course. So there's some information here, and I can't open it right now because this course hasn't technically started yet, but there will be some places there for you to submit your work. And again, that is outlined in the videos and in the printed instructions. And that is sort of the 30-second tour of the tech side of things.
Thank you, Tim. So Tim, Jessica, Trina, and myself were the ones who had opening information to share. At this point, does anybody who's a guest here have any questions that they'd like to ask, and based on the information that we had shared? If not, we can start the breakout rooms, and you can go to either an academic department or like the elementary, junior high. And is personalized learning in elementary, junior high all in one group?
Yes,
Trina?
that's correct. It's Andrea and Jake.
So just to find out more about that particular program, we can go there, or like I said, we can go with some questions right now. If you have general questions that are bigger, global like questions about the school, myself and Trina will definitely stay in this room, and we can see if we can answer those questions for you.
And just before we have the questions starting, I just wanted to announce the winner of our draw, who wins a VBS hoodie and potentially a few other items of merch. So we put all of our pre-registrants' names into a random name generator or name picker. And our winner is Caden Matthew. If you're in the Zoom meeting, maybe just unmute and say hello so we know you're there. I believe I saw the name in here. So yeah, if you're here, maybe just say hello and I'll contact you about winning, sending you your item. Okay, Caden is here. Lovely.
Congratulations, Kate. And thanks for that again, Alyssa. All right, to our guests or attendees, did anybody have a question that they wanted to ask? We have lots of expertise here. I see we've got a lot of staff that are here to help.
I've also opened all the breakout rooms, so you should have something pop up asking you to join a specific room if you'd like. If you have any issues, you can just send me a chat or just unmute and let me know, and I can move you into the appropriate room.
Parents or students or anybody else, feel free, don't be shy. And we'll wait another minute or two, and if not, then we'll have our group leaders maybe go over to their breakout rooms just in case somebody wants to go there.
I was sent a question through chat.
Okay.
It's if you are a non-primary student, does your primary school help with registration, or is it done by the individual?
The short answer is that the student is to contact us directly, like they could register with us directly as a non-primary student. And I'm sure that's, yeah, because we want to save the primary school any of the trouble of working with that. That can get a little bit confusing for them too. So if you're interested as a high school student, want to come to us as a non-primary student, you should come directly to us and register, and we'll help you through with the process.
And then the follow-up question they had was, how does this work with a student with an IPP?
Well, whenever, and I mean, we'll probably turn it over to Trina and Andrea maybe in a minute, but whenever a student does have any IPP and learning needs, obviously the sooner we know what they have, and Christy can as well, the sooner we know what they have as far as learning needs, the sooner we can either qualify whether we can support those needs or not. So typically that is, it's asked in the registration process. You are asked a question about an IPP or an ISP. And as soon as we know that, then our staff can look into it and see what we can do about it. So Trina, Andrea, Christy, did you want to add anything else on
Yeah, I'll jump in there. Hi, my name's Christy. I'm the inclusive education coordinator for adults and primary students and non-primary in grades 1 to 12. So the short answer, Stephen gave, great answers there. There's in the registration, it will ask you if there's any special needs that you need help or support with. That will come to me, directly to me, and then we'll be asking that either at that time or directly via email to me, you send documentation. So that's the important part. When it's non-primary, we usually rely on the school's current or last support plan that you have, and we ask that you share that with us so that we can coordinate and support as best we can on the same level that your school is. Again, we'd have to review that and see what needs that we can meet. But we would ask for documentation, and most often it's from your school, your current school. They will have a copy of your support plan. You would share that. There are other professional assessment documents you can submit as well. And there's more information on all the online inclusive education support on our website. So I will put the link in the chat just so that you guys, if you need any other more information regarding inclusive ed and inclusive support, you can go there, and you're more than welcome to contact me.
Thank you, Christy. Andrea or Trina, do you want to add anything regarding the question on ISPs or IPPs?
I know Andrea's in the elementary junior high and personalized learning. She's in the breakout room right now. Okay. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But similar to what Christy had shared with reference to senior high students, if you're a student in elementary or junior high grade 1 to 9, Andrea is the inclusive ed coordinator for grades 1 to 9 students. So it's also important, when you're submitting a reg application, that you're attaching and uploading documentation, whether it's a previous ISP, maybe a psychoeducational assessment, a reading or math assessment, or any medical notes and things like that from your family physician, specialist, counselor. So all of those documents are used for you to work with our inclusive ed coordinators to develop an ISP for you for, the school year with us at BV. So.
Just a quick note, I'll follow up with what Trina said, because the question was non-primary. So just to be clear, we will not create any support plans for non-primary students. We do offer accommodations and support, but again, we use a documentation normally supplied by your school or yourself.
Thank you, Christy. That is an important piece, because in that case, usually the IPP is already done. So we just need to get it. All right. Any other questions that come to mind? I have a few guests still in the room. At this point, we don't have any more direct information that we want to share. So it's up to our guests to ask the questions, or if you'd like, you can go to one of the breakout rooms. Don't want to scare you away, but I know Wayne has been working on his dance, and so I love your, by the way, your background, Wayne. That where did you get that? Just so everybody who is still here, is that's our mascot.
Well, Alyssa had the logo, so I just adjusted it so it fit in the screen. I still have to adjust it maybe so it just doesn't show the teeth, but I'll play with it a little bit more so it works.
Excellent work. And for those that are still here, last year Wayne came up with the idea of we didn't have a mascot for Vista Virtual School, so we ran a school-wide contest for our kids, and our kids submitted suggestions and artwork, and the winner was What's Behind Wayne, and it's the Vipers, right? Well, I hope I'm just prodding our guests that are still here. If you have any other questions for us, feel free to fire away. Or like I think Trina and maybe Christy said it too, is, you know, if something comes up after the fact, our contact information is available through the website. You can always reach out to us. We try to have as much information as available on our website as possible, but if you prefer to speak to somebody directly, we do have support staff. We have a number of people who can take a call or an email, and certainly if it needs to come to one of us, we can absolutely help you too.